All right, so here's the deal. Today we're counting down the top 5 new Chinese city cars that are about to shock the entire world. And listen, these aren't your average cheap runabouts. These are small electric cars that look premium, drive smooth, and cost less than most people's smartphones over 2 years. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but just wait till you see what number 1 pulls off. By the end of this countdown, you'll understand why car makers in Europe, Japan, and even the US are starting to panic. So buckle up, smash that subscribe button, and let's dive straight into number 5 on our list. Number 5, the Chery iCAR 03 City. All right, kicking things off is one that feels like it was designed for people who want city practicality but still crave SUV vibes. The Chery iCAR 03 City is technically a mini crossover, but trust me, this thing is small, nimble, and dripping with personality. From the front, it's got that squared-off urban SUV face, chunky LED lights, a bold grille-less nose, and a futuristic bumper that gives it this tough but cute energy. Along the sides, the boxy silhouette screams urban explorer, while the two-tone color options, think pastel blue with a white roof or forest green with matte black accents, make it look like a toy you actually want to drive. And here's the wild part. For something that looks this rugged, it's actually super light and efficient. Underneath, it rides on Chery's brand new all-electric platform, packing a 41 kilowatt-hour LFP battery that gives you around 400 kilometers of real-world range. 400! That's not theoretical. People in China are already clocking those numbers in real city traffic. And when you plug it in, you get fast charging from 30% to 80% in about 30 minutes. So you grab a coffee, check your phone, and boom, you're good to go. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, but how does it drive? And here's where Chery pulls a surprise. The iCAR 03 isn't rear-wheel drive like some sporty EVs, but it's got super responsive steering, solid suspension tuning, and this surprisingly planted feel around corners. It's one of those cars that makes traffic almost fun. You zip through tight streets, sneak into tiny parking spots, and when the light turns green, it's instant torque. No delay, no drama, just go. But here's where it really shocks you. The interior. Because when you climb inside, it doesn't look anything like what you expect from a sub 20K EV. The dashboard? Clean, minimalist, with a big floating touchscreen in the center that feels straight out of a Tesla Model 3. Behind the steering wheel, a crisp digital driver cluster. Everything is symmetrical, well lit, and finished with these soft touch materials that feel way more expensive than the price suggests. Even the door panels have ambient lighting that changes color with your drive mode. Yeah, mood lighting in a city car. And check this out, Chery actually integrated a removable digital key system, so you can unlock and start the car just using your smartphone or smartwatch. No key fob, no buttons, just walk up, tap, and go. Plus, it's got heated seats, voice commands, and one of the best sound systems in this class. The steering wheel even lights up with interactive LED notifications when you get a call or navigation alert. It's like a sci-fi car shrunk down for city life. Now get ready for the price, because this is where jaws drop. In China, the iCAR 03 City starts at around $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand for something that looks like a baby Land Rover, drives like a premium hatchback, and gives you nearly 400 kilometers of range. That's absurd value. And get this, it's already confirmed for overseas markets, starting with Europe. Reports say it'll roll out in countries like Spain, Italy, and France under 20,000 euros. There's even talk of a right-hand drive version for the UK later next year. Imagine this thing hitting British roads for 17K. Game over for entry-level gas cars. And the design touches, they didn't hold back. You've got flush door handles, hidden rear wipers, and these square daytime running lights that give it an almost cartoonishly confident face. It's one of those cars that makes people smile when they see it. And that's the trick. Chery isn't selling it as a cheap EV. They're selling it as a cool EV. Something with attitude, something that says, yeah, I care about the planet, but I also want to look good doing it. And honestly, that's what makes this thing dangerous for Western brands, because this isn't a stripped-down Econobox. This is a fully loaded electric mini SUV that young drivers actually want to own. You know how every brand keeps saying they can't make affordable EVs anymore? Chery just did it and made it look easy. And here's the kicker, it's not even the top trim that impresses. The base version already gets LED lights, alloy wheels, wireless CarPlay, and a panoramic roof option. Let me repeat that. A panoramic glass roof on a car that costs $14,000. You can't even get that on a Nissan on the Mata in some markets. So picture this. Imagine pulling up in traffic next to a Fiat 500 or a Toyota Algo. You roll down your window, glance over, and your car's tech is double what theirs has at half the price. That's the kind of shift we're talking about here. A small Chinese EV that's punching so far above its weight, legacy automakers have no idea how to respond. And that's just number 5. We're only getting started. Because if you think a 14K electric mini SUV with 400 kilometers of range is impressive, just wait till you see what's next. Number 4 is faster, sleeker, and somehow even cheaper. And trust me, it's the one Western car executives are secretly terrified of. Stick around because it's about to get wild. Number 4, the BYD Dolphin Mini EV. All right, rolling in at number 4 is the BYD Dolphin Mini EV. And listen, don't let the cute little name fool you. This car is absolutely savage in the best way possible. From the outside, the Dolphin looks like someone shrunk down a modern hatchback, but somehow gave it a futuristic personality. The front fascia has these sharp, almost playful headlights that stretch back elegantly into the fenders, giving it a cheeky grin. The grille, practically invisible, smooth and clean, making the whole car feel like it was sculpted by a designer with a serious love for minimalism. Along the sides, the slightly raised beltline and subtle curves make it look poised, agile, and ready to dart through city traffic like a fish slipping through water. Now let's talk colors. The Dolphin does no boring. You've got bold pastels, striking two-tone combos, and even metallic oceanic blues that catch the light in a way that makes it look way more expensive than it is. Seriously, if you saw this parked next to a Fiat 500 or Suzuki Alto, you'd probably do a double take and think, wait, is this the future? And here's the crazy part. The wheel arches, stance, and hidden handles make it feel compact yet premium. It's deceptively spacious, and that's exactly what BYD is playing with here. Small on the outside, huge on wow factor. Under the hood, or rather under the floor, because yes, it's electric, you're looking at a 38 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate battery giving you around 400 kilometers of real-world range. Yep, that's 400 kilometers of zipping around, city errands, weekend trips, and even that dreaded commute without breaking a sweat. And it supports fast charging. Pop it in for half an hour, and you're back from 30% to 80%, enough time to grab a coffee, scroll your phone, and maybe even post an Instagram story about how cute your car is. And because it's tiny and feather-light, it feels nimble as heck. Lane splitting? No problem. Parallel parking? A dream. City driving just went from stressful to fun. Inside, BYD didn't hold back. Step in and you're greeted by a surprisingly clean, modern interior with a big floating touchscreen smack in the center. It rotates, by the way. Portrait or landscape, your choice. Behind the steering wheel, a crisp digital driver display tells you everything you need to know, and the steering wheel has that sporty, flat-bottom design that makes the cabin feel playful without feeling cheap. Seats are upholstered in fun two-tone patterns that scream premium city car, and there's even space for a small family thanks to clever interior packaging. Add in wireless charging, voice command, and optional ADAS safety tech like lane keeping and adaptive cruise, and suddenly you're looking at a car that feels worth double the price. And the price? Oh, this is the kicker. In China, the Dolphin starts at just $11,000. 11 grand. That's basically scooter money for something this capable. And the thing is already a phenomenon in its home market. BYD is prepping it for Europe under the same or similar name, with estimates around 20,000 euros. And get this, they're even talking about a right-hand drive version for the UK. Imagine cruising London streets in a fully featured EV for just over 17K. That's the kind of game changer that makes Western brands sweat bullets. And so that's BYD Dolphin Mini EV, but you're not going to believe the huge price advantage the cars at number 3 and 4 have over the US. And speaking of which, at that price, that's basically all car payments that would save you over $260,000 in just 10 years.
Performance? Don't get your hopes up for a supercar, but don't underestimate it either. With instant torque from the electric motor, it zips off the line faster than you'd expect. Think of it as the ultimate city ninja. Small, efficient, fun, and surprisingly fast for errands or a spontaneous weekend getaway. Steering is responsive, suspension is tuned for comfort without feeling floaty, and the compact footprint means no more circling blocks for that impossible parking space. It's a car that makes you smile every time you drive it. And use the real genius of BYD's design. They didn't just make an affordable EV, they made an affordable EV people actually want to own. It's stylish, fun, functional, and cheap. And for anyone who spent years watching European and Japanese brands stretch entry-level car prices to absurd levels, this is a wake-up call. The Dolphin proves that Chinese EV makers can deliver innovation, style, and practicality at a price point that's just unreal. You roll into the grocery store, your Dolphin parked next to a Renault Twingo or Volkswagen Up, and suddenly the little European hatchbacks look ancient. Your car has tech, they don't. Your car has range, they don't. Your car has personality, they don't. And all for under $12K. The mind-blowing part, BYD is just getting started. The momentum behind these cars is insane. And when they start showing up in Europe and beyond, small EV segments are going to look completely different. Number 3. The Wuling Bingo EV. Sliding into number 3, we've got the Wuling Bingo EV. And listen, this one proves that cheap doesn't have to mean boring. From the outside, the Bingo looks like a retro city car that someone gave a modern, futuristic makeover. Think Mini Cooper meets Fiat 500, but somehow way cooler. The round headlights give it this friendly, wide-eyed expression, almost like it's winking at you as you walk up. And the two-tone paint jobs, pastel blues, pinks, and creams that make it pop on the streets. Honestly, if you saw this car, you'd probably stop and say, wait, is this real? Yes, it's real, and yes, it's insanely fun to look at. Now, don't let the cute size fool you. The Bingo is compact, yes, but underneath it's packing a battery that can give you 200 to 300 kilometers of real-world range depending on the model. For city driving, that's perfect. Traffic jams? No problem. Grocery runs? Easy. Weekend trips? Totally doable. And because the car is so light, it feels zippy off the line. You know that rare feeling when a small car just hugs the corners and darts around traffic effortlessly? That's exactly what the Bingo does. Driving it around town suddenly becomes enjoyable instead of a chore. Stepping inside, and you get hit with this clean, modern interior that looks like it belongs in a car double the price. A large floating touchscreen sits at the center, giving you everything from navigation to entertainment in one swipe. The digital driver display is crisp and easy to read, and that funky two-spoke steering wheel adds this retro meets modern vibe that just works. Seats are bright, playful, and surprisingly comfortable, making the cabin feel cheerful and welcoming. And yes, you get those little extras that make a city car feel premium. Wireless charging, voice controls, and smart app integration, so you can control the car even before you open the door. It's small, but mighty in features. But here's where it really flips the script. Price. In China, the Wuling Bingo starts at just $9,000. $9,000. $9,000 for a brand new, fully electric car with charm, personality, and real-world usability. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't a gimmick. This is a serious, street-legal, stylish EV that anyone can buy without breaking the bank. Word on the street is that Wuling is already testing it overseas, and if it hits Europe for around 15,000 euros, small hatchbacks like the Fiat 500 or Renault Twingo are in serious trouble. Performance-wise, it's not going to outrun a Tesla, but who cares? Instant torque means it's quick enough to make daily commutes fun. Steering is precise, suspension is balanced for city roads, and parking is a breeze thanks to its tiny footprint. You literally can turn into almost any street or squeeze into any tight spot without breaking a sweat. This is the kind of car that makes you smile every time you drive it, and that's rare for a sub-10K EV. And the clever touches keep coming. Big windows make the cabin feel bright and airy. Minimalist door panels mean there's less clutter, but still a touch of elegance. You've got smart storage solutions, so even in this tiny car, you can carry groceries, a backpack, or even a small set of luggage. BYD and Wuling clearly studied what city drivers need and then added a sprinkle of style and tech to make it irresistible. And I imagine pulling up to a cafe or a parking lot with a Fiat 500 or Toyota Ioga next to you. Both are nice, sure, but suddenly they feel basic. The Bingo has tech, they don't. It has style, they don't. It has range, they don't, and all for under 10 grand. That's what makes this car so dangerous for legacy brands, because it proves you don't need to spend a fortune to get a city car that looks good, drives well, and actually makes people excited. And here's a mini shocker. Wuling has been experimenting with special editions including pastel roof accents, retro wheels, and even playful interior themes that match the exterior. Kids, young adults, and even some older drivers are drawn to this car because it's cheerful, practical, and just fun. You rarely see a car create that kind of emotional connection at this price. It's not just transportation, it's personality on wheels. And let's not forget safety. While it's a budget EV, Wuling hasn't skimped. Lane assist, anti-lock brakes, airbags, and reinforced cabin structures make it safer than you might expect for a car this size. That's a serious bonus for families, young professionals, or anyone who wants a safe daily driver without emptying your wallet. So, what makes the Bingo truly special? It's simple: style, affordability, and usability. This car proves the Chinese EV makers have cracked the code on entry-level EVs, combining practicality with personality and tech. And the momentum behind it is insane. And when it starts showing up in Europe and beyond, small EV segments are going to look completely different. And that's number 3. If you thought the iCAR 03 and the Dolphin were impressive, get ready. Number 2 is about to take things up a notch. Number 2, the Leapmotor T03. Rolling up at number 2 is the Leapmotor T03. And listen, this little guy is proof that Chinese EV makers know exactly how to mix fun, tech, and function into a car that's tiny on the outside, but absolutely massive in value. From the first glance, the T03 looks like a futuristic city cruiser. Think a cuter, sharper, more urban version of a smart car, but somehow way cooler. The headlights are big, oval, and almost cartoonish, giving it this friendly, approachable vibe, almost like it's winking at you as you walk up. And the two-tone paint jobs? Pastel blues, electric blues, even pastel pinks that make it pop on the streets. Honestly, if you saw this car, you'd probably stop and say, wait, is this real? Yes, it's real, and yes, it's insanely fun to look at. Now, don't let the cute slice fool you. The T03 is compact, yes, but underneath, it's packing a battery that can give you up to 400 kilometers of real-world range depending on the model. For city driving, that's perfect. Traffic jams, no problem. Grocery runs, easy. Weekend trips, totally doable. And because the car is so light, it feels zippy off the line. You know that rare feeling when a small car just hugs the corners and darts around traffic effortlessly? That's exactly what the T03 does. Driving it around town suddenly becomes enjoyable instead of a chore. Stepping inside and you get hit with this clean, modern interior that looks like it belongs in a car double the price. A large floating touchscreen sits at the center, giving you everything from navigation to entertainment in one swipe. The digital driver display is crisp and easy to read, and yes, it includes smart features like lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, and even parking assist, things you usually only see in cars double the price. Seats are bright, playful, and surprisingly comfortable, making the cabin feel cheerful and welcoming. And yes, you get those little extras that make a city car feel premium. Wireless charging, voice controls, and smart app integration, so you can control the car even before you open the door. It's small but mighty in features.
And the fun doesn't stop there. The T03 comes with connected features that let you control it from your smartphone. Climate, navigation, and even battery status are all accessible remotely. Ambient lighting inside makes the cabin feel more high-end than you'd expect. And the steering wheel, while compact, has that sporty feel that makes driving genuinely fun. This isn't just an EV, it's a little lifestyle machine that fits in your garage and your daily life seamlessly. Now for the jaw-dropper, the price. In China, the Leapmotor T03 starts at just $8,000. $8,000! That's absurd. For an electric car that drives like a premium city car, has modern tech, safety features, and enough range for nearly any urban journey, $8,000 is basically a steal. And this is exactly why Western automakers are starting to sweat, because this isn't a stripped-down model. They packed value, style, and tech into a price point that's hard to even comprehend. Reports suggest that Leapmotor is eyeing Europe, likely starting with France, Italy, and the UK. If it lands there under 15,000 euros, it's game over for entry-level internal combustion cars. Legacy brands simply can't compete with this level of tech, style, and affordability. And if it ever makes its way to the US under $20,000, let's just say it will change the entry-level EV game forever. And here's a little bonus. Despite its small size, the T03 has been designed with urban safety in mind. Reinforced cabin, airbags, stability control. It's tiny but protected. Plus, the lightweight body makes it surprisingly efficient without sacrificing ride comfort. You get a city car that's fun, practical, and safe. Truly the trifecta. Imagine pulling up next to a Fiat 500, or Renault Zoe, or even a VW Up. The T03 instantly looks modern, playful, and advanced. The tech it offers? Way ahead of them. The range? Better. The driving feel? More fun.
and all for less than half the cost of a comparable Western EV. That's the kind of disruption that makes industry insiders nervous. So here's the truth. The T03 is proof that size doesn't matter when it comes to impact. It's small, affordable, and approachable, but it makes a big statement. Style, tech, fun, and efficiency all packed into a tiny urban rocket. And that's why it's number 2. But hold on tight, because number one is insane. Number 1, the NIO Firefly. And here it is, the final car on our list. Number 5, the NIO Firefly. And trust me, if you thought the previous 4 cars were impressive, the Firefly is a whole new level. This little EV doesn't just look good, it feels like a tiny premium sports car disguised as a city hatchback. From the outside, it's sleek, sporty, and perfectly proportioned. European hatchback vibes, clean lines, short but aggressive, with just the right amount of curves to make it look fun without being over the top. The headlights are sharp, futuristic, and those lower lamps, they give it a playful, almost smiling face that instantly grabs attention. And the colors, wow. Two-tone combos like lime green with a glossy black roof or lavender with a white top. Honestly, if you saw this at a traffic light, you'd probably ask, wait, what car is that? But here's the kicker. It's not just cute. Under the hood, or rather under the floor, the Firefly packs a battery that gives around 300 kilometers of real-world range. That's more than enough for daily city life and even weekend highway trips. And here's the part that really gets your heart racing. It's rear-wheel drive. Yes, you heard that right. A budget EV that actually feels sporty in corners. No, it's not going to outrun a Tesla Model 3, but for everyday driving, it's quick, responsive, and genuinely fun. Step inside, and this is where the Firefly flips the script. Forget the usual cheap plastic interior as you see in cars under $20,000. The cabin is minimalist, futuristic, and luxurious. Big floating touchscreen in the center, crisp digital display behind the wheel, and hidden air vents that make the dashboard feel like something from a concept car. Ambient lighting strips give it a luxury glow at night. Depending on the trim, you can even get heated seats, a surround sound system, and get this, a built-in fragrance system that pumps in designer scents while you drive. Seriously, who does that at this price? Now, hold on to your jaw. In China, the NIO Firefly starts at just $16,000. $16,000. That's less than a brand new iPhone every year for 5 years, and yet you're getting a compact EV that looks, drives, and feels premium. Europe, the Firefly is rolling out this summer. Around 23,000 euros in Norway, a little more in the Netherlands, and yes, right-hand drive versions are confirmed for the UK by the end of the year. And imagine if this thing landed in the US under 25K. Let's just say it will change the entry-level EV game forever. And performance-wise, the Firefly might surprise you. Rear-wheel drive makes it feel agile around corners, and instant torque gives it a peppy and engaging drive in city traffic. Steering is responsive, suspension tuned for comfort without losing sportiness, and the compact size means parking is effortless. City life just became fun again, and that's rare for a car this affordable. And the cleverness doesn't stop there. NIO has designed the interior for maximum usability. Storage solutions, intuitive controls, and an airy cabin make it feel much bigger than it really is. Minimalist dashboard? Check. Big windows for light and visibility? Check. A car that's small outside but feels premium inside? Absolutely. So what makes the Firefly truly special? It's the combination of sporty fun, premium interior, tech-packed features, and unbelievable price. You're looking at a car that could easily cost double if it came from a European or Japanese brand, but NIO has done the impossible and delivered it for under 20K. This is why the Firefly has people talking, car enthusiasts buzzing, and legacy brands worried. Imagine rolling up in one of these. Your neighbors are stuffing old hatchbacks paying way more for less. Meanwhile, you're zipping around, turning heads, enjoying heated seats, premium sound, and yes, even designer scents while you drive. And it's all under $20,000. That's the kind of car that doesn't just move people, it moves expectations. So here's the final question. Could you see yourself driving a 16K EV that feels sporty, looks premium, and packs features you'd expect in a 40K car? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this isn't just a car. It's a movement, a statement, and the perfect ending to our countdown of the top 5 Chinese city cars that are about to shock the world. And there you have it, 5 Chinese city cars, each one redefining what a small EV can be.
Drop your thoughts in the comments, and hey, if you enjoyed this countdown, hit that like button and subscribe to ATIV Cars, because next week we've got another exciting video coming your way. Trust me, you don't want to miss that one.